I'm a trained nurse. I have a personal kind of motivation towards reproductive health. And so over the years, I have been working in that area. Um, First as a volunteer with NGOs that work in the area for years. And after my university degree, I've continued in that angle. But aside all of that, I also believe in youth participation and youth empowerment. And so I have also been contributing in different angles to try and raise the voices of young people. And also, we are working on a youth project called a Youth Manifesto, where we want young people to try and bring together what they want government to do and measure government's performance based on their own parameters.
I want to ask you, when you hear the term public value, what are the first three things that come to your mind?
First is empowerment. You need to be empowered to be able to contribute anything at all. And second is sacrifice, because you need to put other people first before you can be valuable to society. Yeah. And third is now that kind of self-gratification that comes with it, that you get getting excited merely by offering something to other people.
Nice. So let me clarify: to empower, and then the sacrifice, yes, and then the self-gratification.
My personal well-being, I define it from two angles or two perspectives. First is that I should be able to access basic necessities in life, like good food, water, clean air to breathe, and all of that. But the other most important part of my well-being is the ability to explore and reach my potential and maybe arrive at a point where I can contribute to the advancement of human dignity and understand fully global problems and contribute significantly to how to bring solutions to these problems. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you need to achieve that, to achieve your personal well-being?
Empowerment opportunities, and then participation opportunities for me. Every community, including mine, need to come to a full understanding of diversity and coexistence. That is a key thing to what I think is needed. Because I believe we need to come to a level where communities know the true meaning of diversity and how to work in collaboration with other people to coexist with our fellow human beings and nature, because until then we cannot really be fully happy and live a well-being kind of life. I think Ghana, with the resources and natural capacity we have, we now need a good blend of good leadership and transformational leadership with kind of responsible citizenship from everyone, because I feel with this we can achieve anything because we already have a lot of capacity in Ghana.
And how long do you think your country would need to achieve that state of well-being?
I don't want to estimate timing because I think Ghana has had all the time it needs to achieve well-being. What is left is kind of a change of mindset, something I call a more revolutionary one, where we all collectively fight for what we truly want. Because we can have all the time in the world, but until that happens, I don't think we can achieve anything. So I think we need a change of mindset more. So in terms of global level, I think the UN and other agencies have defined the components of what we truly need in the Agenda 2030 SDG goals that we have. But what we now need in this globe, to me, from where I sit, is a more unified and aggressive approach, where we fight and determine what we want, go after it and achieve it. Because, for instance, we've seen COVID-19 exposing our generation. We've seen nations and continents investing more in military equipment, in and other things that are meant to destroy humanity. But we have really not done much to strengthen our health system to withstand pandemics like we are experiencing. And so until we have a more unified approach to fight for what we want, I don't think we'll get anywhere. Per my experience with young people and marginalized groups and all of that, I think we need to advance human dignity, freedom, and respect for everybody, irrespective of their background, race, and anything, before we can pull everybody together.
And what, to you, what is the worst future scenario that you can think of?
Wow. I have so many fears, but my worst is we arriving at a situation where humanity will be wiped away just because of unbearable climate conditions, that the globe becomes too warm for us to survive. And unfortunately, all of these things are caused by our own inability to coexist with nature. And so I have that fear that we might arrive at a point where we may not survive any longer and we'll all be wiped off. Yeah.
And on the more positive side, what is an ideal future scenario for you, and what can you do to achieve it?
I think one thing the world has done best for me is the Agenda 2030 that we've seen, the global goals. And I think the wisdom behind it tells me my ideal scenario for this generation and the generations yet born, that everyone, regardless of their gender or race or background, should be able to reach and fulfill their potential, then live in a more protective and comfortable environment.
What is the role of youth in shaping the future?
As young people, I think we need action. We need innovation, like we've seen. We need what I usually define as leadership, not leadership per title, but leadership in every level from young people. And most importantly to me is that we need to come together as young people with demand accountability, because we do see a gap between the current leaders' speeches and their actions. So we need to come together to lead our generation, not now as future leaders, but leaders of today. Without titles or with titles, we need to be leaders everywhere. Superpowers, the multinational organizations, corporate society, civil society, and individuals themselves. It's just a blend of that determines conversations in the world. So I work in civil society, and I think what we've seen, most of the development we've seen, whether we like it or not, a lot of it has a major contribution from civil society already. We've seen them developing young people's capacity. We've seen civil society demanding accountability. We've seen civil society taking actions in various project areas in every sector. We've seen civil society defending human rights and even the environment. So I have a broad 5-year vision for myself, and part of it is the ability to attain a master's degree in the next 1 year. I want to become a public health expert, and so I need to go into education more to get a master's degree in the next 1 year, and I can keep pushing for my dream.
Fantastic. Expand. What else is in your vision for the next 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, I want to be a voice in national and global discussions. And so what I need right now is capacity to try and reach a level of knowledge and skills that people would demand for my voice. And part of that is to aim to enter the discussion space. And in Africa and in the world, politics play a role. So I want to do responsible, and I repeat, responsible politics in Ghana and Africa in order to put myself in a place where I can engage the world to try and shape conversations and policy. Yeah.
What do you need to be able to achieve this vision?
Yeah, so I think we've been surrounded by a lot of culture of, let me say, what I call self-gratification and individualism, where everybody wants to rise, irrespective of the damage they are causing to other people. I think that is what I need, and I think I'm getting there to a sense where I will put myself last and society and other people first. So I think what I need right now, as I've mentioned already, is the capacity on my own to try and contribute to that. So opportunities to rise, to learn, to participate, and all of that. And with my own intrinsic kind of motivation to solve global problems, I think maybe I'll get there.
Do you feel listened to by the older generations?
Okay, this question is tricky because we know the concept of youth participation and youth involvement has become popular across the globe. And we've seen young people being invited to discussions, their voices being raised and all of that. So to ask me if I feel being listened to, yes. What I don't feel right now is that my voice and my ideas are not being acted upon. So over the years, you will see young people in discussions, shaping, bringing ideas, but just a small portion of those ideas are acted on. And so maybe in some portions we are listened to or I'm being heard, but I'm not seeing action based on my views. Yes, I think so. I think I have had a privilege of engaging young people across the globe and in terms of what they are facing and what they are doing. And so I think I'm familiar with what is going on with young people. And I think the main issues with youth is not really different across the continents. An issue like unemployment, which is facing so many young people, it's not unique to Africa. It's not unique to Europe. It's a young people issue. And so something like that runs across. And even opportunities to get empowerment, even education, opportunities to advance our skills and all of that is not specific to any continent. And so I think young people in Europe too are facing these things that Africans and other Asians and other continents are facing. Yeah.
So what do you expect from older generations?
We do know there's a gap, and a gap in the sense that we have to appreciate the older generation has some wisdom that we as young people need. And the older generation has to also come to an understanding that we understand this generation better than they do as young people. And so what I expect from them is a partnership where they can accommodate young people to express their views and learn from them, and also accommodate their ideas, and together we can find solutions for today and the future. Yeah.